Well, hello everybody. Welcome to TPG'S World. It's day 6 of Vlogmas. Guess what, guys? So I'm driving to work this morning at 6:30, and the worst thing that I've always did not want to happen to me, that I've always just avoided happened. I hit a deer with my new car, and I mean I hit a deer. It Ooh, it took my car out. It did not total my car yet that I know of, but it did make it totally the whole side of my headlights gone, the whole, like it moved my top of my car over. I was able to go home and call my insurance company. I drove it to school. I did get it to school. I had to lift it up to get it to go to school, but I did get to school. I was able to go there and get that done. I'm waiting on my insurance company to call me tomorrow and see what to do from there. But I did go to the place today to get a an estimate, and they said it's about 5,300, about $5,300 worth of damage, and it's going to take about 3 weeks to 4 weeks to fix, which is crazy, because and I have to pay a $500 deductible um, to get it fixed. So it's he said it's bad. It like move it. Part of my radiator, like part of that spilled that I didn't break it. I can still drive it per se, but I have to kind of watch my fluids, so let it overheat. Watch my radiator, heat. They fixed it so that it wasn't banging down around the tires, and also because it was kind of dragging against the tires, they fixed all that so I can drive it back and forth. I don't have a headlight in the front, so they told me that if a cop stops me, what I need to say to the cops. Because as of tomorrow, when the insurance company calls, I'm gonna tell them I want to move forward with this company, but it's gonna be probably January or February before they can even fix my car. So the guy did say though that because mine's so bad, as soon as the insurance company schedules, as he calls it, assigns them the job, he wants to try to move me forward as fast as he can to get me through quicker, so that he can get it done because it is in such bad shape. So it was a pretty big deer. It did some damage. I felt bad. I went back and tried to actually find the deer because I was sad because I didn't want it to die. I was going to like try to help it or something. I felt so bad. I've never done that, and so now I feel really bad. And so the problem is I don't have another car, and so I'm thinking, I just did this job interview for this job over in the next city, and the guy was talking today, and I was like, what am I going to do for a job? Like my job, like if I stay at the school, I can ride with Julie, to school, and if I work at Target, I guess on the weekends, I would just have to either take 3 weeks off from Target, which they would never allow me to do, but maybe I could talk to Gabe. If I gave him gas money for the weekend, I could just work weekends at Target, and maybe Gabe would take me back and forth on the weekends to work or something, and I just wouldn't be able to work during the week, which would really affect my car payment. But that kind of thing. But I'd have to see what I could do, in that situation. Um, just for a couple of weeks, because renting a car, the bad part about it is when I got my insurance, I thought full coverage covered rental cars, and I didn't, when I actually got my insurance, the lady that set up my car for me, she did my insurance and everything, and I didn't think anything about it, and I thought it covered rental cars, but when I called today, it actually doesn't. You have to add it on and all this stuff, so I have to add it on to my insurance, so I can't get a rental car, so it's like $300 a week. So it's gonna cost me like $1,000 just to rent a rental car for like the time period. And I get like 300 of that back. I'm like, okay, so I'm still paying like $900 to rent a car for 3 weeks. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of craziness. So it's just like the world is such a crazy place because like you get 3 steps forward, you get thrown 3 steps back, and it's like I just got a little bit of money saved to get ahead of my car payment just a little bit. Now I got to pay that for this deductible on this car, and I got to fix the car because it's in bad shape. Like it's not like the bumper of my car. I could you can't really see it, so it's like I could wait a while to fix that. But like this is noticeable. I have no front headlight. I wish I could show you guys on here. You guys probably can't even see on here, but it's awful. Like it is absolutely awful. Um, it's awful, and so I got to get it fixed. I mean, you can't even imagine how bad it was, the damage to the car. So I do want to get it fixed. I want to definitely get it fixed. I want to make sure that it's fixed right away. But I have to figure out the situation, and I don't want to lose this job in Augusta because I don't have the money to rent a car. I guess I could reopen another loan, but I just paid off my last loan. So I'm like, God, I want to start that all over again because I just paid that off and it'd be even more I owe. I got But when my dogs died, I have that credit card, and I still have to, I'm paying on my care credit bill from when my dogs. I put them in the thing, and I'm still trying to save up for my car. I mean, not my car, but to get my teeth done and all that stuff. So you got all this stuff happening, and it's just like one thing after another, one thing after another. And but I guess if I get a better paying job, I can catch up with some of this stuff quicker. And it's not, it's just a lot. And so it's just like, do I take the job? And I really want the job, and I pray that I get it because it would help me out tremendously. But I would have to definitely rent a car because you can't go to someone and say, oh, hey, I can't start with this many weeks because of my car. So y'all keep me in your prayers and pray that, God will send me somewhere and God will figure out some kind of plan for me, and that he'll help me find out what's best for me, and he'll send me some light, because right now I'm kind of sad. I mean, it's right here at the holidays, so I'm not gonna have a lot of money to spend on people, which makes me sad. To be able to give people stuff, because I have this bad car situation going on now. And I mean, y'all, this deer came out of nowhere. I literally turned for 1 second to grab something, and to get get my drink, and like that, and literally, bam! It just came. All I saw was the deer. It was like bam, and it hit me, and it sputtered. And I pulled off the road, and I literally, the deer was gone. I didn't even see him again. I pulled off the road, and the car behind me just kept going, of course. And then I just got out, and it sounded like I had a flat tire. And I thought, oh Lord, I got a flat tire. Maybe it didn't do that much damage. And it did. I was like, oh God, the headlight, everything was broke. I saw other cars coming because I was in the opposite lane. So I was like, I got up, so I drove to the gas station down the street. I called my boss. I said, what's going on? And she wasn't home at first. She wouldn't answer at first. So my principal. So then I was waiting at the gas station. She called me back. I told her what was going on. I said I didn't know if I had to call the police or not. And again, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I'm gonna call. So I said I'm gonna drive it home if I can get home, because it was dragging, making a dragging noise. I didn't want to ruin the tires. I didn't know if I had bent the axle or what was going on. So I said, but I'm gonna get it home because I'm not gonna be stuck on the side of the road like I was last time when all that rod fell off and all of my cars. So I drove it home, and I got home, and I called, and I got all that taken care of. And so everything was good. I got it home, called the insurance company, and so everything was, taken care of. And then I drove to school. I fixed it enough to drive it to school. And so this company did fix it where it is drivable, but he said to limit my driving. So I'm going to be driving mostly like to and from Target and to and from the school. And I'm going to try not to go too many other places right now. So any unnecessary driving that I don't need to do, I'm not going to do right now. Until I get the situation taken care of. But really, I just got in touch with my insurance today, and I called back tonight to talk to the guy, and I have not talked to my adjuster yet. They called me. I left him. I called tonight. But, it's kind of weird too. The lady that was I talked to this morning, she was really rude, and then the guy I talked to tonight, he was kind of rude. All the people I've talked to report the claims to, they're rude. But the adjuster that I had for the wreck, the lady that hit me, he was nice. And hopefully this lady will be nice, because everyone I've talked to as far as customer service have been really rude, and the people that I've talked to, they've been kind of rude. So I'm hoping that these people will be a little bit nicer, because I really want them to be. Because my adjuster hopes she'll be nice, and maybe she can help me, figure out a deal or something with the rental cars. And I'll probably add that on just because of next time. I mean, you can't even open my passenger door. It won't even open at all. It moved my hood across. It did a lot of damage to my door. I mean, you can't even get into my car on the passenger side. I can't even have a passenger. So no one can ride in my car right now unless they climb across it. So I mean, they may total it. I don't know, which is even worse, because I guess if they total it, I have this. I paid for an extra thing on my car a month, where if they total it, they'll pay it completely off, and I don't have to pay the difference of it or anything like that. Like, they'll pay it completely off. And I don't think, Mark said he thinks within a year they'll give me a deposit, but I don't think so. I think they just pay it completely off, and I don't owe anything. And then that way, but then I have to come up with another deposit for another car, which I used all the money I had for a deposit to pay this car, get this deposit. So that would be even worse. So hopefully I'll figure out what's going on once they assess the damage. It's probably right at 53% of the car's worth right now. But it may be worse. He said once they open it up and get inside the car, there may be more damage, which could push it to 75%. And so they don't really know what's going on. But he did advise me, the guy they told me, if it was him, just because of how much it looks, that he wouldn't do the option of them writing me the check and then me giving it to them, because he says if there is any damage inside, that's even more that's done, I'd be responsible for that. So he said what he would do is just, if he was me, is just let them fix it, and then he could report all of that to the insurance company, so they'll cover wherever. if they find anything else that's wrong with the car along the way, and that would not have to fall on me. All I have to pay is the $500, and that would be all. So I'm probably going to stick with that option. That way, I won't get any surprises along the way because I don't want to get there and be like, oh, So, yeah. So y'all pray for me. Y'all, I'm telling you, maybe for a miracle for Christmas, I'll get $500, in the mail or something. But anyway, y'all wish me lots of luck. Pray for me. But I've never hit a deer, y'all. I never have. And I swear to God, it like looks up out of the and the guy today, he said that must have been a big buck. I said, I guess. I don't know, but I felt bad because like I feel bad, like I feel terrible. But anyway, that's my story. That's December 6th. So Vlogmas is off to a great start. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Uh,